somebody is in your energy because they are. 929 is, oh my God.
Watch out, Badger. Ow. Watch out, please. Hello, hello. How are you? Pardon me while I adjust my seat. Come on in. Let me know how it's going. Good morning on. How are you? Pick a number 1 through 5. Little love if you want some answers. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to do some tarot. See what we got going on. How's your morning going? Or wherever you're, I say morning, but I don't know if it's actually morning for you. But how is your time period going? My hands are chilly this morning. Hello, hello. Good, 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 good. We are marching up to the Libra full moon. And if anybody knows anything about Libra, it's about justice, balance, fairness, and we're going to start seeing it on every level in our lives, in community, in the global politics. So it's going to be kind of we're going to see a lot of things, right, come out in the next few days because tomorrow is the full moon in Libra. It's on April Fool's Day, right? April Fool's, which I have a funny story because on April Fool's I was pregnant with one of my kids, kind of close to being done in pregnancy, and I went into my boss's office and pranked her like I was going into labor, and she didn't think that was very funny. And that kid is like my little, like, she's my trickster. She's my little hellion. I'm like, no, that was like right on. This was my kid, though, who kicked my dad. Like, I was very pregnant with her, and she, like, kicked my desk. And I was like, that kid's been fighting the institution, the structure since I was pregnant with her. Because even during pregnancy, she was giving me a hard time. And that was definitely, my daughters were my soccer players. And I was like, no, that is applicable to pregnancy as well. Right? Hello, hello. If you guys are coming in, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Drop a number 1 through 5. Let me see what you need to know today. Each deck has a card associated with it, like a question. So I'm not answering personal questions, but what I am doing is if you pick a number, hello, hello, Lizzie. Pick a number 1 through 5, and we'll see what you need to know from that deck for guidance, right? So hello, hello, come on in. I'm Lara Joe. We're answering. All right, Lizzie. And then we'll do on. Lizzie, I'm going to do ons first because she's been hanging and she's kind of one of my regulars. So please bear with me. I will be right with you after I read for on. Okay, so my little love from deck 5. In what ways can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? Okay, hello, hello. And my repeaters, guys, if you keep coming back to see me, you kind of get like a, hey, I know you, and we kind of like, you know. Whew. Okay, in what ways can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? So high honor, and nobody ever likes to hear, like, take the high road, but what it's saying, and I have to tell people this, right, because I'm a Libra, right, and Libras, we're kind of petty, but we're like the quiet, subtle, like, we get you back, like, when you're least expecting it. So high honor is asking you to take the high road, like, don't get petty and throw your hands, because if you do against others, then they have things to use against you. So high honor is saying, like, you can see them playing games, but realize, like, you don't want to get entangled in that. So that's where I'm going to ask you is what ways can you release emotional weight? Don't get in the mud and fight with them is what I'm asking you if anybody's coming against you. All right. So Lizzie for deck 4. And if you guys are coming in and you want answers, please drop a number 1 through 5. I'm not answering specific questions like what people ask. What I am doing is answering the questions on the card that you may be needing right now. Okay. Does that resonate for you? Is like, don't stoop to their level, because here's the part. Like, people will drag you to their level and then beat you there because that's their level. They're good at it. So it's when you see people playing games, it's realizing like, oh, I see what you're doing here, and I'm just, instead of getting in it with you, I'm just going to go around you. Okay? So, Lizzie, for deck 4, where in your life are you overgiving? Okay. 5 of Cups and 4 of Cups and 5 of Swords. So for Lizzie, this is saying like, you've emotionally been feeling like stingy, like lack, right? And 5 of Swords is saying it's time to stop giving to mental mind games. So where in your life are you overgiving? It's getting wrapped up in the mind games of it and feeling left out in the cold. People that love you aren't going to want to try to hurt you or play mind games with you. So realizing if it's making me feel like I'm not loved and all it does is create confusion, right? Then you need to say good day to it. Gold Digger, my little love, please drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. I don't love to give times, and the reason why is because I used to be a waitress, right? And if you would tell a customer, you're like, it's going to be out in 5 minutes, and it came out in 6 because of whatever reason, then things start getting a little challenging. So as far as getting a call for your visa, let's see. It feels like you still have like a little bit of time, like a few weeks. But during that time, please be getting together like everything that you need for said visa, right? Recognizing like, but it's also dreaming into what you're going to be able to do with said visa. So while you're waiting for that call, it's dreaming like, okay, what is this visa going to provide for me? So instead of focusing and worrying when is that call coming, it's putting it to while I'm waiting, I can do productive things. Okay? And then Empress for deck 4, you are next in line, and hello. Yeah, so Lizzie, if you're like pouring into someone else and you're like, I'm not going anywhere, it's like an infertile field, like it's time to cut and run, babe, because if it hasn't gotten better by now, how long is it going to take to get better? And that's not necessarily your job to sit and babysit that. Okay? All right. So Gold Digger, my suggestion is because go do other things while you're waiting for that call, right? I did answer you, and it was kind of like a big answer. But what you need to do is while you're waiting for that call, because it takes its own time, go focus on other things that you need to do to be able to have that visa, right? Start creating the space of what are you going to be doing, even if it's just mentally planning. Like, okay, where am I going with said visa? How am I going to be able to improve my life? Instead of worrying about when you're getting the call. Okay? Empress, from deck 4, where in your life are you overgiving? Okay? 9 of Wands and the Empress. So this is, you've been carrying everyone else's burdens and you haven't focused on what it is that you truly want. Because the Empress is nurturing, she's loving, she's Taurus, she's Venus, she's Libra. Right? So Empress is like, you have everything that you ever want. That's the Queen of Queens. But you have to put down everybody else's burdens. Because if you're hearing, and that's the other, if you're hearing other people's burdens and dreams, this is kind of what this feels like. It feels like you were investing everyone else's dreams, but when it comes down to it, where's your dream? Right? Hi, Rabia. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you guys are coming in and you want answers, please drop a number 1 through 5. Chit chat with us. Like, comment, share, reciprocate energy. So Empress, this is saying it's time to put down everyone else's burdens so that you can step into your most beautiful life and start dreaming of, okay, so go do that, but that's not what this is here, and there's actual real value in it. So don't be disrespectful to the people in here that find value in it. I actually have good guidance, and if you can't see that, that's a you problem. Good day. Okay? Empress, so step into your most beautiful life, put down everyone else's burdens. Okay? Rabia, put in a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know for guidance, okay? It's not a random card for a random stranger, and if you do not understand the process, then please leave. Don't be disrespectful for other people. Because it's not just random cards. There are channels. If you can't understand that or see that, good day. I'm not giving false hope. And if you think that that's what this is, please remove yourself. I don't give people false hope. I actually give them sage golden advice from experience and from the ancestral realm. And you're hella disrespectful. Well, you want a relationship, but you can't be respectful, so good day. Okay. Please don't come in my live and troll, okay? People being hella disrespectful, Dreammaker, like saying that this is fake and giving false hope and all that jazz. Okay, so give me a moment. Okay, so Rabia, I'm coming. Dreammaker, I'm coming. If you guys are wanting answers, please drop a number 1 through 5, okay? And again, be respectful when you come in. Hello, Arnold. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I had another Arnold this week, which makes me feel like my family is really like breathing down my neck. Like, I'm like, come on, guys. Okay, so guys, please bear with me. I have Rabia, and then I have Dreammaker and another, and then Ebony I'll be for you, and Iveta I'll be for you. Okay, so please bear with me, guys, and be patient as I, go through this. So, yeah, they aren't spiritual, but they're just trolling, and it just makes me really mad. Because I'm like, don't come in and ruin it for everyone else, right? Like, if you don't believe in unicorns, that's cool, but don't go chasing them and then killing them because you think that they're not real. I know that sounds very whatever, but, okay, Rabia, what is something you are missing from your energetic field? So, guys, how it goes is each deck, each number has a question associated with that, and then we ask, all right? Drew, don't wish ill upon others unless you want to feel the real wrath of life, okay? Don't be rude. And casting on others only comes back to you, and not everyone you can put your mouth on. Please know, because many people have destroyed their life trying to wreck me and play God in my life. So you better watch yourself. Do you enter and understand? You guys don't understand. I'm going to have a real talk for a real moment. When you guys come for people, you don't realize who protects them, and you cannot put your mouth on everyone because you don't know who's protecting them. Right? Like I say, I've had many people ruin their lives, die from cancer, die from horrible things, get all kinds of trouble because they thought that I was the one or the two, and I said no, and I took my hands off of it, and I let my ancestors handle it, and then their lives got wrecked. I would send my ancestors after you because you were the one who cast it out. Because who goes wishing ill harm on people or wishing for their life to be destroyed? That's gross behavior. And if that's how you think, then you need to have a look in the mirror at yourself because you're a problem. No one goes around thinking that. And if they do, again, that's a real problem. Go see a doctor, not wish ill upon others. Okay, Rabia, deck 2. If you guys are going to be trolls, you will be removed. I actually worked in the medical field. I would know about getting better. I would care about getting better. But again, you have no idea what is in my life, what my challenges are. So stop wishing for other people to be harmed because you think it's funny. Okay. If you want to know why women don't want to play with men, this is a reason why. Okay. What is something you are missing from your life? Rabia, Knight of Pentacles, your finances are like a priority. You need to be working on your finances. So if this partnership, and this could be a king, like a Pentacles, it could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but it's realizing like right now financially focusing on building the Pentacles. So even in your relationship, making sure that if you want a long-term stable relationship, make sure that your money is good, but also making sure that like your money with your partner is good. Okay. Sorry guys. I know I've gotten off track, but that's because people come in and they be rude and they be disrespecting, and it's not good for everybody. So Robbie, this is the part. Right now it's focusing on your financial aspects. If that person is with you, cool. If they're not, then they're not. Because when you're with someone that you're meant to be, your money is going to be good, right? Like money will be flowing. When love is good, money is good. If you're in this relationship and you're like, I can't make money, then it's probably about time to be like, hey, is my partner with me or are they working against me? Okay, so those are only questions that you can answer, but right now I have for guidance, what is something you're missing from your energetic field? It's the focus on building your financial stability and needing to take the focus more off of that partner and put it more onto how am I creating my legacy, my stability, right? Because that's the part of it, is when we come into relationships, we want to make sure that both sides are good, so that if we want to build a legacy, like family, we want to have a marriage, that's all built on financial success. We don't want to be like going in and knowing like, oh gosh, we're going straight into a money pit. Like this is never going to help you, because as like the female part, like we do need a lot of finance, like resources and financials, but that's because we create homes, we create babies, we need resources. And if you're with someone that doesn't recognize that, then that's a reassessment as well. Okay. So Rabia, and then, so that was yours. Dream, I'm coming for you. Ebony, if you're still in, and Iveta, if you're still in, please be patient. I am trying to get to it. I'm sorry, I did have people, like I say, being just icky, which is not cool. Again, if you're coming out into the world, don't be mean and nasty to people and then wonder why people don't want to play with you. Right? So Dream Maker, what is something you are missing from your energetic field? Thank you for being patient. Sorry, things got weird. And so we have Three of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles in reverse. So Dream Maker, this is like, again, it's around finances. It's realizing like, how have you been potentially imbalanced or robbing Peter to pay Paul? Page of Pentacles, this is like an immature kind of like a mindset. Think of someone who's under the age of 10. Whenever I see pages, that's typically someone who's in the age of like 1 to 10. But if it's coming out as like a person, like as an adult, even yourself is realizing like, how have I been looking at money from... So Dreammaker, with this, it's Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's recognizing like, okay, where have your finances been imbalanced and where do you need to readjust your patterning around financial abundance? Like if you're still looking at like being under 10, like, you know, when we get like a small little bubble and we're like, oh my gosh, I have so much money when you're 10, but when you're an adult, that amount of money is not even enough to pay for dinner. Yeah, so it's also realizing the priority. If people are being disrespectful, then focus on what you can control, which is you and your money, right? So it's realizing if people are being disrespectful, it's time to let them go, okay? All right, Ebony, my little love, from deck 3, let's see what you need to know. I'm Lara Joe. If you guys are coming in, please be respectful. Drop a number 1 through 5 if there's something you're wanting to know. For Ebony, if you're still in, what is something you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings? Okay, we got 3 on that. I'm filled with regret. I'm done playing games. And I abandon people to make myself feel important. So I know you were asking potentially about pregnancy. It's making sure you have a good partner with you that's not going to leave you feeling abandoned during pregnancy. Okay, Iveta, if you're still in, we're going to do deck 5 for you. Hello. If you guys are coming in, drop a number 1 through 5. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. And Arnold has watched for 100 minutes. So let's congratulate Arnold and myself for sticking it out for at least 100 minutes in my TikTok journey. 100 minutes is actually one session. Sometimes if you guys just sit and watch long enough, I can do it 100 minutes easy, which is also why I annoy people, because I have stamina. Like, I just go and go. Also, when I crash, though, I crash. Hello, hello. And so here's the part of it. Arnold was my married name Arnold's still my name, partially. Like, legally, my last name's still Arnold. So every time I see it come around, I'm like, okay, weirdo, but not also. I'm like, hey, I see. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dreammaker. Yeah, no, people are just weird, and I'm like, they don't need to be disrespectful. I'm here to help. All right. So, Iveta, in what ways can I release emotional weight that no longer serves my growth? Let's see what you need to know. Okay. Child. So, this is tapping into your inner child, but it's also recognizing if there are children around you that are needing guidance or help, releasing the burden of not helping them. But this really does feel, it's like, have you tapped into your inner child? Have you gotten out and played again? Because a lot of us forget, like, we think, oh, we have to be so big and serious. Have you nurtured your inner child today? Have you remembered them? Did you do something silly? Because that inner child is still in there asking you to see them, asking you to remember what it is that they wanted, because they haven't received all of their wishes yet. So, baby, it's time to tap into this. I love to tell people as well, like, go purchase, like, Play-Doh, right? You can pick up Play-Doh for about $1 at most of the stores, but it helps to bring back that nostalgia, and it helps you to work through creatively in an inexpensive way. It gives you that childhood nostalgia, and it gets you to remembering, like, what did younger me love and miss? So what are you needing to release? It's tap back into your inner child and play again. Get silly. And guys, I'm actually, okay, so if you want, I will give you a free spiritual exercise right here. I am a huge teacher, but one of the things that I do, because if you're depressed and you're looking down, look for pine cones, right? I know that sounds so silly, but it's a free activity, and if you have kids, right, or you have family, you can make a competition out of it. Be like, okay, who can find the best pine cone? What this does, it gets you outside. It gets you breathing fresh air. It gets you looking for something. It gets you in competition. When you're with family, it's that whole, like, and again, it's free. So it's realizing, like, okay, if I'm outside and I'm just looking down because I'm depressed, I'm already looking at the ground, look for a pine cone. And the pine cone, if you look at all of the artwork everywhere, there's a lot of pine cone symbology. That's because that's our pineal gland, or our third eye. It's our intuition, right? And the pine cone doesn't open until the conditions are right. Just like our pineal gland will not open until the conditions are right. But if you're wanting to tap into your intuition and into your spiritual gifts, because here's the part of it, guys. Everyone has spiritual gifts, right? Everyone has telepathy. Everyone has intuition. We all have the potential to perform telekinesis, right? And all of these beautiful spiritual gifts. But if you're doing it and your pineal gland's closed, right, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay, Judith, my little love, please drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. And Iveta, please let me know if that resonated for you. Hello, if you guys are coming in. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. We're doing reads, and what I'm doing is each deck has a question associated with it. Okay, so do you want 1, or is that a 1 or a 5, babe? Is that a T or a 5? Yeah. So if you're going 5, we'll go there. Okay, so Judith. All right. In what ways can I release emotional weight that no longer serves my growth? Okay, good. And that's what makes me mad when people say, "Oh, this isn't real," or "It's random." I'm like, no, that's, if it's not real or it's random, then how many people have come across my page and resonate? Even people that are non-believers or that don't like me, and I'll say something, and they're like, "Oh shit, how do you know?" I'm like, it's in the energy, right? Like, what I do is a real thing. It's not parlor tricks. That's also when people come at me and they think that this is fun and games. I'm like, no, I deal with demons. I deal with interdimensionals. I deal with angelics. I deal with all of it. So when people come at me sideways, I'm like, you may come at me sideways, but you may actually get taken out by that demon you sent to me. So let's not go doing all that. Let's not get in cray and being disrespectful of things we do not understand. All right, Judith, my little love. So, in what ways can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? Let's see what you need to know, baby. And Judith, it's also in the fact of when you make space for your inner child, you also make space. When you make space for your inner child to be nurtured and embraced, then you also make space so that others around you can embrace and nurture their inner child. And that is a huge gift to be able to give to others, is for them to have safe space for their inner child. Okay, Judith, right now you have courthouse in reverse. So there's some legal manners or legal housekeeping that you need to be taking care of right now. But it's realizing you can only do what you can do and everything else is out of your hands. And hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so what ways can you release emotional weight right now that no longer serves your growth? Like I say, there's a courthouse situation, and this could be your marriage, anything like that. Realizing that if there's nothing you can do at this point, just go do something that makes you feel good, right? And I always tell people, like, if people are nasty to you, go do something nice for yourself, right? If people say something awful to you, reaffirm with yourself something nice, because people project their own insecurities. And if you take that as truth, and if you're an empath and you feel other people deeply, you might take that as truth, but you have to realize, like, that's not me. That's someone else projecting their icky onto me, right? And we're not doing that here. Alrighty. Hello. If you guys are coming in, I'm Lara Jo. Please pick a number 1 through 5. Let's see what you need to know. And also, stop allowing others' projections to become the narrator of your success. That was something I posted last night, but that was something I felt heavy. It's like, we carry around the voice of our parents, but they aren't living our lives and they can't do what we can do, right? Like, my mom gave me such a hard time about my life path, but I went farther, faster, and did more than she could with more obstacles, yet she wanted to call me a piece of shit. I'm like, no, sis. You gave excuses, I gave results with bigger challenges. So it's realizing other people that can't live your life, like, don't respect others, that you don't respect their life, like, don't respect their opinions or their criticism when you don't respect their life choices, right? If there's somebody that's like, well, you should have done this, well, you had the chance to do that, and why didn't you, and why does your life look like that? So it's really realizing what is your voice, what is theirs, and giving them back their voice and you taking yours. Right? Don't sit with other people's projections and be like, that's my truth. Start realizing, no, that's someone else's business and it is not my job to regulate their emotions or to help them through it. If they ask for help, different. But if they're just projecting their shit, that's a problem. And people always say, well, if I were in your shoes, I would have done this. But you weren't in my shoes, so you can't criticize how I did it. Right? You really have to start telling people, like, thanks, but no thanks. Pardon me. Confirmation group. All right. Hello. I'm Lara Jo. If you're coming in, drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. Come on in. If you like my vibe, like, comment, share, consider booking a reading with me. I also have on my Etsy, which is Mystic Mess by Salty Seer. I have where you can, my services are over on Etsy. And I do egg cleanses, I do cord cuttings, we do ancestral veneration, all types of things. I do Reiki, sound therapy, all that jazz. On my Mystic Mess, though, I also have ebooks and workbooks. If you cannot come work with me, you can at least work through ebooks and workbooks, because it's based on shadow work, it's based on deep personal healing, right? Like, the scary things nobody wants to do, but invest in yourself. If I can give you any advice, invest in yourself and invest in your healing, because you are the most important product that you will ever produce, right? So choose you for healing. And also, as a high priestess, to keep yourselves safe, I always tell people, shadow work versus spell work. Like, do your shadow work first before you ever go throwing hex hands. You'll save yourself a lot of pain and trouble. Okay? Because not everybody can be touched. Don't go doing things to people you don't know. Right? Hello, hello. Please drop a number 1 through 5. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We'll see what you need to know. Come on in. If you guys are coming in, please be respectful or be removed. I can be a dommy mommy. Don't make me get there if I don't have to. All right. Hello, hello. Come on in. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. I thought I would dress up for the occasion today. Not sure why. My big day is tomorrow, but I thought I would dress however I dress today. Sometimes, and that is the other. Sometimes it really is imposter syndrome. Like if you're not feeling great, you're not feeling spectacular. Sometimes it really is putting on an outfit that you're like, okay, I'm feeling me, because it does change the attitude around for the day. So sometimes, hello, how are you, everyone? I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. It's realizing like, hey, if I'm not feeling so confident today, okay, put on an outfit that makes you feel good. Do that thing. Go to that place. Be bold and changing the direction of your thinking and your patterning, right? It starts with simple steps. In this outfit, oh my gosh, I almost made a whole family. I met the father. I was dating the son. I met the father who wasn't very, like, there was some stuff there, but the father, the son, and grandpa all in one day wearing this outfit, and I thought everybody's eyes were going to bulge. I'm like, yeah, I'm still the talk of that family, I know, because that was Father's Day. I was like, but I was not intending to meet these people. That was by coincidence. And yeah, I definitely have a way of creating a splash with people. So, hello, if you are coming in, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Say hello, drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know, right? Each deck has a question associated with it to see what you need in guidance. And guys, for your own mental health and everyone involved, especially your readers, stop asking if that guy you just met at the gym is your forever and he's going to call you, because it really is a waste of time and resources, and it kind of is disrespectful, right? Hello, come on in. Drop a number 1 through 5. I had a client who was completely hung up on this guy, and I was like, dude, you need to keep moving, to the point of where she went and did spell work on him, and I cut her off because I was like, you violated his free will by doing that, and I told you that you don't go doing that, and you didn't do it with guidance or anything. So guys, don't go doing spell work on people either, because that's problematic and can ruin your whole life. Hello, if you guys are coming in, drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. I'm Lara Joe. Oh. Where are you from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I don't know. That song's I've been feeling that the last few days. Also got a song channel for Riders on the Storm the other day, and was like, ooh, because the masculines are awakening. Guys, whether you realize it or not, the masculines are awakening. They've been under a great illusion, and they're going to be pissed, right? Yeah, and also, like, so the divine will allow certain things. Like, I've watched this because I very much have been used as, like, a trap from the divine for other people, like, because they see me as a sitting duck, and I'm like, oh, don't think that I'm harmless. It's like people think I'm dumb, and like okay, so side note, whether anybody knows it or not, I've been given the role, I'm trying to think of my family perpetuated the dumb blonde stereotype. Right, because we came from a whole family of blondes, which is also why I dyed my hair, because I hated being claimed blonde. But they've given me she's just a dumb blonde. What they don't realize is I'm an avid learner, and I'm a self-taught learner. So while people think I'm dumb, I'm like, yeah, that's funny, you think I'm dumb, because I may play it really well, but underneath it all, I've been clocking it the whole time. That's there are so many people that I will catch things and I will watch it and I'll let it slide, and then when it all comes down, or I'll say something along the way, and then people start realizing, like, oh, she's known for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I have known for a long time. I've told you guys I've known for a long time. The fact that you kept playing dumb is only looking bad on you guys. But I do think that people kind of look at me and they're like, oh, she's just dumb. She don't got any clue. And I'm like, I've been clocking everything the whole time. Libras, we build RICO cases, like spiritual RICO, because once, like, we'll believe people, but once we catch you in a lie, we're going to review everything from the very first time we met you to see where all the other lies were. And once we close that case, like, there's no, you're done, skis, right? Yeah. But my team has allowed a lot of things to come, like, it never forms, right? Like, I see it. I've had a ton of spell work, like death work, car accidents, which this is another thing. I've had car accidents sent to me, and then realizing after the fact, like, my ex-husband's new wife apparently had a car accident when they first started dating, or when they first got engaged. I don't know, I don't really fucking care, but it was like, well, it's really easy to see where these accidents were sent from when I saw them come for me, and then I actually did find out that they landed somewhere else. I was like, if that chick got wrecked like years ago from a car accident that she tried to send to me, the fact that she's still sending things daily, hardcore at me to end me, I'm like, hey guys, that comes straight back to you. Especially if you did that years ago and it never hit me, but it hit you guys, like, So, yes, my angelics will allow it, but they will allow it so that it gets other people caught up. I don't know. I just sit here and look pretty and act dumb sometimes, because that's what I'm instructed to do, right? Like, sometimes I am instructed, like, sit down, shut up, look dumb, because they never expect it. Yes! Well, and okay, so I'm a Libra, right? I am karma. I'm ruled by Saturn, which actually the United States, our Saturn is in Libra, like so we're like the United States, we're getting karma, but when people come for me, and like my Saturn is in Libra, so when people get karma, they get it Libra style. I was like, guys, don't do that. We are the divine scales of justice. So when you get hit, like, and people always talk about like karma, and I deal with the Akashics, right? Like, you can't spell library without Libra. So when I tell people, like, hey, this is what's coming for you, if you keep fucking around, this is what's going to happen. They just think, oh, you're casting, or you're projecting, or you don't know shit, and then it happens. I'm like, guys, I knew the whole time. You should have stopped, because karma was coming. I'm not joking. Like, I've watched, when I talk about I've seen karma hit people, I've seen how it's, like, men that have done me dirty, I see how their life ends after they do me dirty. And I'm like, this all could have been avoided. Even my ex-husband, when he started playing his game, I'm like, don't do that, because I can show you the track record, because I've been around long enough. I see how those men turn out, how they did me, how their life turned out. I've seen people, again, die from cancer for trying to energy harvest off me and be icky and take my life. I've seen all kinds of other things. I'm like, you guys need to... Okay, bold move. Hello. If you guys are coming in, drop a number 1 through 5. I'm Lara Jo. I'm talking about spiritual matters. We're doing readings, but I'm talking about spiritual matters. I'm very versed in, like, oh, I'm sorry that Granny got hit by a bazooka. And we do have too much ugliness and war and fighting in this world. And I'm sorry for that. All right, Megan. Mega boo, Megan. Say that 5 times fast. Please don't make me. All right, deck 3. Let's see what you need to know. Mega boo, Megan. From deck 3. What is something you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings? All right, Megan. Kaboom. Yeah. This is the end. So what is something you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings? This is the end. Whatever you have going on. And tomorrow is the Libra full moon. So it's realizing, like, this is the end and let it go. And channeling the song by Adele, You know, where she's like, this is the end. Hold your breath and count it. Please don't, you know, singing's not my thing, but realizing like, okay, it's time for this to close because not everybody is meant for long term, right? It's reason, season, or lifetime. So if this is the time to let it go, like, go home, grieve your shit, feel it, let it go, and keep going. Yeah. You make me want to be a better person. So that is the other guidance. It's like you aspire them to be better, but you can't raise other people, right? You can only be an example for others. If they want to join you, they can. If they do not want to, that's their own problem. You can't sit and feel guilty because others refuse to do their part to clean it up. Okay? So, hello. And enough time, space, and distance, you'll be like, oh, I'm so glad that didn't work out, right? Like, I look at, like, my ex, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so glad that didn't work out. I dodged, and I have literally dodged bullets from exes, right? I have had people try to actually kill me. So, sometimes you don't realize how protected and saved you are from people that wish you harm. And I have the experience and the scars. So, okay, and Enolia, and I know I said it wrong, I'm so sorry. Drop a number 1 through 5. And are you trying to liberate someone else, or are you trying to liberate you? Because it feels like a, yes. Okay, so as far as helping them, drop a number 1 through 5. But this is the challenge. While you can help others, they can't, if they're willingly, because I've had this too, right? Like, I have people I love that are very much under bondage, like under demonic attachment, and I help where I can, right? So they don't majorly get hurt. But as long as they're still in that environment and participating, it's really hard for you to break stuff for them. I hope that makes sense. I speak, though, from experience of having people, it's like I want to break bonds for them, but until they actually remove themselves, or it's voluntary, or sometimes the universe literally will drag you out of the place kicking and screaming, and then that's when things start, right? Like, when the universe, like, because there are people that I know what's going to happen is the universe will literally, like the claw, pick them up and drop them in my presence, and then I'll be like, okay, now we can do the work. Right, but as long as they're like actively volunteering to be in that, there's limited amount that you can do, and it can also cause you damage, right? So please be very careful letting go of things for other people unless it's voluntary, okay? I know that sounds backwards, but people, like, everything in life is free will and choice, right? Like I say, I had somebody do it for me the other day. They came in and they cleared some things off of some people for me. And I was like, thank you very much. I can't do it because I'm too close to it. I can't violate their free will like that. But when other people do it for me, we have to let that, we do that. Okay, so Enola, sorry. What? Okay, but your name showed up the other day different, Arnold. That's where I got slightly confused because I'm like, it showed up different the other day. Thank you. I appreciate though. But that, like, for me, I was like, I'm too close to it. I'm too close to it to be able to do it for them. Because I'm like, no, you willingly participate going in there. Okay, so, I'm saying it all wrong again. I know I said it right the first time and now I'm not. So where in your life are you overgiving? Okay. Good. Yes. But, like, for me, I was like, I've been thinking about you since then. Okay, so Page of Swords, and Iola, this is Page of Swords. This is someone who is intentionally trying to keep this entrapped. So what I want you to do on your side is whatever workings you've done, there's work to it. Like, right, you've done good intentions. What I need you also, though, is currently to potentially wrap them in, like, a bubble of angelic light, right? So that letting it kind of embrace them. Okay, so it feels like your workings could potentially work, but you have to wait for them to kind of detach themselves. And yes, Arnold, removing your last name is probably about. So what I need you to do right now, Aniola, is to, like, give some space, but send angelic, like, send golden light to them, please. Okay? and let it unfold. You have to wait to see how it unfolds before you make your next move. Okay? That sounds though almost like we sit down and we work through that stuff. So what I would do is send him angelic healing light, right? Like wrap that person, and I've done that before too. Well, like the question's kind of challenging because where you're sitting right now, you're violating free will. And we don't do that here, so it gets slightly, like, we can send good intentions, but if they don't receive it, you can't do anything for it, right? You start getting into grayish area because you don't know who and what you're messing with, and that gets challenging, right? You can really mess up your life that way, and theirs, and the whole society. It's not as simple, though, as asking, like, a yes/no question in a live. Like, these are questions that you would actually have to sit down with a practitioner and work through for everyone's safety, because you can really hurt people. Okay? I don't like to get somber and be like mom-like, but there are times where you have to realize you can actually hurt people. The spiritual realm is nothing to be played with. I speak from experience. I've had people do all type of workings on me, and I've overcome them. So what I would do to help him is send angelic light. Imagine yourself and him wrapped in angelic light, golden angelic light. And that answer is not as simple as you think it is, and that, like, it's kind of disrespectful, because I've helped people clear energies off, but you have to, like, it's not just Thank you. I've got a bunch that have, like, that are on my back, that are behind me trying to do stuff, so I appreciate it, Arnold. I need all the angels in the outfield I can get, and with the last name, it really does give me, like, a weird, like, comfort. I don't hate my ex. I just wish he would heal, because he's still in active addiction, which means that there's no way I can truly help him. Just like my brother's in active addiction, actively being fed off of, actively feeding the demons, especially because he kept trying to send them to me. Like, my family is not only being fed off of, but they're trying to get me to take their feeding. And I'm like, no, I've done all my work to get out of those traps. Like, please see your way out. Wallabob, please drop a number 1 through 5 and let me know what you got going. There's a name, Mel Snooks, but it reminded me of Mel Brooks, which takes me back. Okay, deck 3, Wallaba. And this is that part. Yes, you can, Earth. Thank you for waiting. And Arnold, did I read for you yet today? I don't remember. I'm sorry, baby. I know you've been in. You're always awesome. Thank you. I appreciate when you come in and you're watching my 6. And I came, like, this is the other part. I came from, like, a military family. Yes. Yeah. So I came from, and I was married to a military family. Like, we've been around. Thank you, Megan. All right. So, Mel Snooks, you reminded me of Mel Brooks. It took me back to Blazing Saddles. And the thing with Blazing Saddles, it was so politically incorrect, but it ragged on everyone, right? Like, that's, yeah. All right. So, like, when people say, I got your 6 or 10-4, I'm like, hey, please don't. And, like, we weren't real military, but we kind of were military enough to, like, where my kids are in ROTC now, and they fit right in like little peas in a pod. And I'm like, how did that work? Yeah. Oh, girl, Arnold's been around for a long time. And actually, energetically, Arnold's have been in my energy for almost 20 years, 19 years now. Okay. And then we'll do 5 for Arnold. Okay, so Megan, I got you. Megan, did I get you, baby? No, I did. Because I was like, this is the end, right? We're done there. Okay, Amala, and I know I'm saying your name wrong, and I'm so sorry, baby. Okay, And Mel Snooks dropping number 1 through 5. Thank you, Megan. People always want to get like repeats. And I'm like, hey, there's like a lot of people that want my time, my energy. I mean, who wouldn't want a snack like this, right? But, you know, ladies, I'm coming, Earth. I got you. Okay, this is number 1. Am I in alignment with what I want? And I know I said it wrong. I'm so sorry. And then we're going Earth. No, oh my gosh. Thank you. It's taken me a long time to get here, right? Like, it's taken me a long time to love myself and actually be brave enough to wear things that reveal. If you guys didn't know, over 5 years ago, you would have met me. I was 213 pounds. So I've lost a lot in the last 5 years, but I've also found myself. Underneath all of that weight, I found me. So if you've never met me before, I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover, also known as a menace, and I love it. Okay, well, let me get into 3, because that's what I promised you. And then Earth, we're going to 1 for you. Arnold, we're going to 5 for you after that. And Mel, then we're going to go to deck 3. Or deck, you said, oh my God, why am I having such a challenging time? Well, and also, Arnold, I grew up on the West Coast. So that's probably also why kind of vibrationally I feel like we resonate. But, yeah, and again, it wasn't that I didn't love my ex-husband. He was amazing. He was the best man I ever had been with. But addiction and demonic attachments and family curses and childhood wounding got the best of us. So I hold space so that when he's ready, and he will be, when he is ready, he will have somewhere that he can come to help heal, right? Because I've already walked the path. I've already gotten myself to that. Is that when people come to me and they've gotten addictions, they've gotten problems, I can go, you know what? Let's work on, I've walked through addiction. Let's work on it, right? Okay, so for deck 3, Walla Ball, what is something you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings, that whoever you were dealing with, they gave in to temptation, and you can't do the work for them, right? We can all say yes or no. So that's saying that they gave in to temptation. You can't do their work for them. They have to actually do the work to apologize. Do not take that on as your own, please. Abel, can you please, pardon me, I'm trying not to flash everybody, and I'm trying to keep one of my kitties from joining the read. He is my spooky kitty, though. He loves to watch tarot. If you don't think cats can't, my cat loves to watch tarot, and he mirror gazes. You can see that boy look into a mirror, and you're like, what dimension are you in? He also, his meow is very creepy. It sounds like something otherworldly, because it's like this deep, like, wow, and you're like, what? So Abel has helped me. I live on very haunted land. Abel has helped me get over my fear of shadows and ghosts real fast. Because you'll hear a noise and you'll be like, was that a demon or was that Abel? Sometimes they're one and the same. Because Abel's Abel. All right, Earth, for deck 1. Am I in alignment with what I want? The temple path. Yes, you're on the path, right? You're on the right path. So just realizing distractions will come up, but you have to keep that tunnel vision of saying, what is it that I want? Because you're so close, you can almost taste it, right? This is the 6 feet from gold, and you're like, don't give up, or not 6 feet, but 3 feet from gold. Don't give up when you're 3 feet from gold, right? Because you've worked so hard, you're right there. So you're in alignment. The temple path is saying you have found home. You found the thing. So please keep moving. And what I love, it's all golden energy, which is solar plexus, right? So solar plexus is saying that that's our internal sunshine. That's our happiness. That's what keeps us going. So temple path, you are in alignment. You are on your right path. All right. Arnold with deck 5. Let's see what you need to know. In what ways can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? All right. Oh, and I'm about to get... And why I'm not so... Okay, so guys, I used to work in mammography, which if you don't know is breast cancer detection. So, boobs aren't a big deal to me because I can't even tell you how many naked men and women I've seen in my entire life. So if I seem a little, out there, that's because I'm like, meh. It's just a boob. Okay. What ways are you... In what ways, Arnold, can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? Thief. So realizing who is being a thief of your joy, right? Who's being a thief of your time, your energy, but this may actually be a thief. And it does feel... Okay, so if you have, Arnold, and if I say it and there's someone in your mind that comes up, please put that, thief. And it almost feels like it could be like a masculine, like close to you, like a cousin or brother or someone that you consider friend that is trying to like take your ideas or your intellectual property, realizing though that they can't steal that, right? Even if people try to replicate and copy and give something off as your own, it will always show false, right? Please let me know how that resonates. Okay, Mel for deck 4. Hello. If you guys are coming in, I'm Lara Joe. Drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. Mel Snooks, which again makes me want to go watch some Mel Brooks. Okay, where in your life am I overgiving? Hello. Okay, so my brothers were huge on Blazing Saddles, so I have so many references from childhood, and maybe that's maybe you're way younger than that, and you have no idea what Blazing Saddles is. I never wanted to know what it was either, right? Like, my brothers, though, loved it, and I heard all of the references, so it holds like a weird little place in my heart. Okay, Mel Snugs. Where in your life are you overgiving? Okay. And you got a lot, babes. And this is, if it resonates for you guys, please know that we are a collective. We all share kind of the same energy. So when you come in, you're like, ooh, that may be for so-and-so, but it resonates for me. That's because it is, right? So listen, you're not alone in this. We're all in this together, right? When you realize, you're like, why is that deadbeat baby daddy sound like mine? That's because we're all in the same, right? So Mel, my little love, 8 of Swords, there's a lot here. So 8 of Swords, the Tower, Hermit, and Ace of Pentacles. So where in your life are you overgiving? First off, it's a financial, but it's a mental, emotional. 8 of Swords, it's like, it feels like you, Mel, may not necessarily have like on paper an Ace of Pentacles, yet what it feels like anytime you have anything, everyone else, whether they have more than you, wants something from you. Please let me know if that resonates. But 8 of Swords and Ace of Pentacles, it's like people have tried to get you in your head over finances and realizing like, what? Okay, so Tower and the Hermit, and I love it. My song is playing right now, is At Last, Etta James, right? This is what I've been channeling for the last 3 years in this home, is like Etta James, like, I know that I'm going to have that partner that Sunday afternoon is going to be us in the yard with Etta James, a gallon of sweet tea, slow dancing. Because at last I've finally been able to find peace. So this is realizing, like, if they're constantly, like, with their hand out and you're constantly left in your head about how they feel, their intentions, or they're trying to shame or guilt you, it's letting it go. The Tower is Scorpio energy and Hermit is Virgo. I love this because I'm a Libra, right? So I sit right between Virgo, which is life, and Scorpio, which is death, right? So this is realizing things are going to fall down and fall apart, and it's going to feel kind of icky, right? That's destruction. But after the storm comes the rain, like after the storm comes the sun, right? So Virgo is asking you, and Virgos are typically very stable, grounded. You guys care about your pentacle. But this is also, people have been, and my brothers were Virgos, so weird little synchronicity that ties us together, right, is Virgo energy. And my ex-husband was a Scorpio, so I get this. There's also lore that like Scorpio and Libra used to be right next to each other, but they couldn't get along. So Libra was created as a way. And I get that because my ex and my brother love to fight and compete over me. And I'm like, whoa, guys. But this is asking you though, like if it's got you in your head, it's time to go within, like let it fall and go within, right? So not, finally realizing your head is a dangerous place. Don't get trapped there. Okay, it's time to get moving. Move your body. But that's also kind of what the tower in Virgo, sometimes you guys get stuck, right? You're like, it has to be done this way. The Tower comes, And for those that want structure and stability, the tower feels frightening, right? And don't get me wrong, I was a control freak. I always had to have answers for the adults because, so I always had to control things and give answers. The challenge, though, is realizing, like, you can't control anything or everything. So when the structure falls with the tower, let it fall. Right? It's kind of like if they were knocking down a building with, like, a wrecking ball. Think of, like, Miley Cyrus, wrecking ball. We came in like a wrecking ball. You can't save the structure, and even to try to would be impossible, right? If you were to try and get in front of that wrecking ball and stop it, you wouldn't stop it, and you would sustain collateral damage. So it's realizing, like, this must happen. It's a part of the process. It's cycles, too, right? Everything is a cycle. Everything has a coming to an end and a beginning and a buildup. So everything in life is realizing the beautiful nature of it. Like, oh, it sucks now, but in another, like, this is eventually going to turn out okay. All right. So realizing, like, don't try to stop the tower, the things from falling apart. But when it does, then what you can do is salvage what is needed. Yes. And then move on with, like, rebuild. It's a rebuild process. So anybody that came for you that wanted to keep in your head about money, it's realizing they can't come with you. So that's that part too. With your dream home, not everybody's going to be able to come with you to your dream home, because some people are going to look at you and be like, who do you think you are? Or they're going to want to piss on your parade because you're living your best life. So number one, things are going to fall apart and you're going to get in your head about it. You need to not, because there's a huge financial blessing on the other side of it. So this is hermit energy. Go within so you don't go without. So even with your dream home, I need you to go within and, like, not let other people's projections rain on your parade. And that's something that I talked about earlier in this live, is, like, not letting other people's inadequacies dictate and narrate your life. So as far as moving to your dream home, do you know what your dream home is? Right? Because it's lovely to say, like, that's even for me when I go, like, I want my dream home. Well, if I haven't even built mentally what my dream home includes, how can I move into a dream home? Right? I'm giving the universe, like, I want you to fill my cup, but if I'm not actually giving direction. So moving into your dream home. Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining us from Ireland. So Mel, I need you to actually, I'm going to give you the scary part of it. And especially as a Virgo, because I know, and like I say, I was raised by Virgos. So all the men in my life were earth signs. My father was a Taurus. My brothers, both of them were Virgo. They were born a year and a week apart. My mom took the whole Irish twin seriously because they were both born a year and a week apart on Labor Day weekend. And my son's a Capricorn. But you guys don't like doing things without actually having material. But Mel, I'm going to ask you, A, to tap into your inner child to be able to dream bigger, but B, start actually looking. Like, in your head, if you have a dream home, I want you to get on Zillow. And I know this is scary because, again, I'm going to teach you, and I do this with my Scorpios too. My Scorpios hate not having stability, and I love to take them and help them dream bigger, because then they actually get to where they want. So I know it's hard. I'm giving you suggestions that you're like, ooh, but start, like, your dream home, start looking on Zillow, or start custom building, like, a vision board even, to start building your dream home, right? And I can show you guys kind of like a little dream board if you want. I can go grab that. And it's a very old dream vision board, but it's still realizing if you're wanting something in the reality, you have to start taking it from your head, seeing if it's out there, and then actually bringing it into your reality. Right? So this is where we take creation and bring it into manifestation. It's realizing, like, okay, what I want, is it a reality? And if it is, let me start looking for it. So I know you've got the dream home, you want it, so start looking for it. Start bringing it into reality, because it's a lot closer than you realize once you actually start looking for the tangible, physical reality. Does that make sense? I know that was quite a lot to say, and but I want you to start, like I say, like, dreaming bigger. I'm going to go grab that dream board really quick, because it's probably about the point where I need to take it and actually set it on fire, because I'm about to be out of here. And, in order to release, in order to gain our things, we have to release it to the universe for manifestation. Which, By the way, guys, I streamed yesterday, and then I got to do like a cool custom creation for a little one. Like, he's young, like he's about to be 24, I think, but like I got to do a custom candle for someone the other day, and I was like, or yesterday, I was like, oh, that's where my happy place is creation, right? And manifestation. And I love helping others. I love helping boys, and I love helping like every age range, right? And I've worked in the medical field, so I really do I have worked with every age range. So, like, you know, we have these visions for ourselves, but then it's realizing, like, okay, how do we start actually putting together, and again, it's just piecework, but it's realizing, how do we start putting together, and again, this is a very basic one, and I haven't done it in a while, but it's realizing, like, okay, if I'm living and like, Buffalo is abundance, right? This is saying plentiful and abundance. We have time. We're like, okay, we're timekeeping. We have the jewelry. We have home. We have like a cottage vibe. Abel, can you? So it's realizing like, okay, how do we start building that life we want, that home we want, the food we want? What does a day in your dream life look like? But actually manifesting it, because then it's once you actually start manifesting, like I say, it came out of your brain and now you start putting it down, then it starts coming into reality. Because in the last 3 years, like the other night I had an owl out hooting, but like the jewelry, I've received jewelry like this, right? And I've had all of these types of things. So it's recognizing like, how do you start making your dreams into a reality, right? And please sit with Abel for one moment. And yes, how many times in the last 3 years have I said, is that Abel or demon? Because, you know, but he's like a little Romeo. Oh, sorry. Okay, I was actually going to sit with you, but thanks. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. All right, guys. That's me, and I don't normally show my inner workings or my creations. It's normally a very special, like, private moment. So that kind of is like a big thing for me to be vulnerable. I don't normally let people know what my inner world looks like. So, yeah. Hello. Hi, I'm Lara. I'm a little neuro spicy weirdo that, you know, loves real weird. Thank you for being kind and supportive of it. Like, oh gosh. And that's the other, like, my whole life people have projected onto me like, what you want is stupid, or this, that, and the other thing. So it's like hard to want to open about things, because I really do feel big and passionate and about beautiful things, but being told your whole life like, oh, that's dumb. The other part is that I've always loved people like different skin tones, right? Like, I find beauty in diversity, and that's been something that's been shamed and, you know, criticized my whole life, to the point of, you know, they took it out on my children, because my younger children are beautifully melanated, and my family was the worst. And I was like, this was my beautiful, like, I think my kids are the most beautiful and my biggest accomplishment, right? Like, I look at my kids, all of them, because I have 3 of them, and, you know, my mom was so hateful, and like my son's dad was so hateful. And I was like, you guys can hate, but I've made the most amazing, beautiful, well, like, they're good kids. Like, my 24-year-old, like, and I love when people, they're like, oh, well, my kid has autism, like, Asperger's. Like, these were, like, people that had kids that were, like, 40, and they're like, my son has autism, and he's 40, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, my kid's 24, and he has Asperger's and OCD and all of this laundry list, and yet he is actually, like, an upstanding, good person and a citizen in society. So, like, you know, excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. But I look at my kids, I'm like, I mean, I must have done something right. For as much of a fuck up as everybody says I am, I must have done something right. Right? And I look at my peers' kids, like my sister and my friends. I'm like, no, you know what? As much of a fuck up as I was, my kids turned out the best. So, all right, guys. If you are coming in, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Please pick a number 1 through 5. Let me know how it goes. And Megan, that's also part of it, is realizing, like, we find our communities by not listening to others, but coming out and meeting people and being vulnerable. And yes, of course, there are going to be people who are icky, but it's also realizing, like, it's not for them. Like, I know you guys, some of you missed it, some of you didn't. There were people in being icky, nasty earlier, and I was like, why do you have, like, they got blocked, but it was like, why do you have to come in and hate on my day? Like, if you don't like what I'm saying or doing, please just keep scrolling, right? Like, it really is as simple as that. I also came from, like, the early 80s, though. Like, I'm one of those, we didn't have keyboards to hide behind. It was if you had beef with someone, you rolled up in their yard and you talked it out with them. You didn't hide behind, and that's what makes me so mad about everything today, is, like, people hide behind keyboards and they say the worst things. I'm like, if you actually had to say that shit to my face, you wouldn't have the courage to do it, right? Like, if you actually had to see my reaction, you know, hear what I have to say in response, you wouldn't feel so comfortable saying all that awful shit. And I am an 80s kid. Like, we square up. Like, you have beef with me, you come talk to me. You don't talk to everybody else, and you don't say it behind a keyboard. And also, when people say they hate me, I'm like, you don't know me well enough to have my home address or my phone number, so you have no reason to hate me, right? Like, if people want to say they have beef with me, like, you don't know me well enough to be invited to my table, so your beef with me is irrelevant. You're not even on my radar, right? All right, hello. If you guys are coming, you want information, you want answers, please drop a number 1 through 5. Be respectful in this world. We are all fighting a fight club that nobody knows about, right? When you want to be an asshole to someone, like, this is what I've learned. Because, again, I worked in the medical field, right? And I've seen people on their best days. I've seen people on their worst days. I've seen people when everything was in the balance. Like, I've seen also in imaging, and this is hard, like, I'll be taking my pictures and I'll see something, I'm like, that's cancer. And that woman's going to walk out of here with a completely different prognosis than when she walked in, and realizing there's some humility and some kindness that we have to share with others, because you have no idea what people are going through, right? So be kind always. And you also don't know how many people you've probably, you've interacted with that they were on their last rope, and how you treated them is how the rest of it went, right? So you don't realize, like, I've had that so many times with people where I'll just show up randomly and they'll be like, oh my God, I was like done. I was at my end. I was about to give up. And I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm glad I showed up to remind you that there is something to live for, right? And the people that hate on me, I'm like, that's something for them to live for, I guess. Whatever. If you want to wake up to see if I made it through to the morning, go shine on. Just stop trying to ruin my life, right? But yes, please be kind. We are all fighting fight clubs that nobody's talking about, nobody's allowed to talk about, so please be kind, always. And I've dealt with some psychos, right? So I try to be very careful about what I say, because there are people I have stood toe to toe with. I'm like, this dude's gonna kill me if I don't shut the fuck up real fast. And I've also put doctors in their place. I don't know. I really am a menace. I'm like, okay, I guess if it's my day to go, it's my day to go. All right. Hello. If you guys are coming in, I'm Lara Joe. Drop a number 1 through 5. We'll see what you need to know. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, it's not like I go pop off and I'm disrespectful just to be disrespectful. Typically, if I'm like saying something and that's why people get triggered and angry too. It's like, I have a legit reason to say it. I'm normally very much like a let people be. I don't fucking care. But if it starts becoming a safety risk, and for patients, for the for everyone, then we got to address it, right? It's also why, as a high priestess, I'm like, I don't let people go out and just do willy-nilly stuff under my name, because I'm like, yeah, no, there's layers, there's levels, there's protocols, there's safety to this. Right? And like what I do, because I'm very much and I've been in management, I've been a mom forever, I've been in the healthcare field. It's like, we're all getting home safe, we're all getting home with a good time. We may have some bumps, bruises, scrapes, whatever, but if you're with me, we're getting home safe. Don't do anything stupid to compromise everybody, because then you'll be out the door, right? As many of people have found out with me. I'm like, if you're going to put me in danger, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Okay, Kiki, from deck 5, in what ways can you release emotional weight that no longer serves your growth? High honor. This came out earlier. So recognizing, okay, so with this, okay, high honor. Have you talked to your ancestors recently? This is what with me, what I'm picking up on. With high honor, with what you can release, have you given your worries to your ancestors? Like, feed your ancestors, please. Give them an offering. But high honor is like, don't get your hands dirty. Please give it up to your ancestors, but please give them an offering. And I am feeling something sweet, like a piece of cake or a cupcake or something. Give your ancestors an offering, but please take the worries off. And that's advice for anyone, right? Like, you never need to give you can get your hands dirty if you want, but normally it's better, like, give it up to the ancestors because they're going to handle it way better than you could. So please, if you're struggling with it right now, okay, yeah, so please I know you're super worried, and I know you don't like to admit, right? Like, you don't like to admit that you need help. You don't like to get down on your knees, and girl, I get it. Boy, I get it. Like, anybody, right? Like, but recognizing, like, sometimes you do have to get down, talk to your ancestors, give them a thank you, and move on. Because your ancestors are going to handle it for you. But I need you to stop worrying about it. I need you to just give them an offering and say, hey, this is done, and move on. Because there's something big coming for you, baby. But you need to go focus on something else. Okay, please let me know if that resonates. Guys, if you're coming in, drop number 1 through 5. Earth, I will read another one for you. Arnold, if you're in, I'll read another one for you. Megan, if you're in, I'll read another one for you since we're in and we're grooving right now. Okay, so Earth 1 will come back, and then Megan. All right, you're welcome, baby. Okay, Earth, we're going back to 1. Am I in alignment with what I want? Which earlier you got Temple Path. Yeah, you're in alignment, right? We know, but are you in alignment with what you want? All right. The thinking man and the thinking woman. Okay, so this is partnership, right? This is bringing in 2 people. Like, his 2 heads are better than 1. Right? So are you in alignment? It's time to bring in whether this be another person or not. This can be the masculine and the feminine within you. And actually, that's what I tell people. If you want union with someone else, you need to find union within your own masculine and feminine yourself. Right? Like, for me, okay, so I'm heavily, if you look at my birth chart, I'm predominantly masculine. Right? So I move like a dude. Like, when people say, oh, you're aggressive. Well, yeah, because if you look at my birth chart, I'm technically more masculine than I am feminine. But part of this journey has been recognizing, where do I need to nurture my feminine side? And because that's not my baseline or natural, I actually have to work at it harder. So looking at this is realizing either coming into union within yourself, finding the masculine and feminine balance within you. It's finding that nurturing mother and providing father within you, again, whether you're male or female, and bringing that both on board, and then bringing in a partner, again, that helps you get 2 heads are better than 1, that union part of it. So doing the inner balance workings, but then also bringing in the tangible physical manifestations. All right, Arnold, if you want, drop another number, baby, and we'll do another read for you. Megan, what is something you are missing from your energetic field? Ooh, the Emperor in reverse. This is feeling disempowered. This is letting other people dictate or drive, right? So recognizing, okay, and this is Aries. Aries is our headstrong. And somebody said it today, and I was like, no, that's right. Because I have an Aries, right? And God love her, but she was definitely my kid. Thank you, Earth. Please be safe. I don't know how I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow I have some big things going on. And I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. And I may have to be moving around real fast. Like, I am actually in very critical times and spots. So if I drop off and you're still interested in me, please come drop me a message. But I'm about to be having some really hard, like, I'm facing eviction immediately, potentially. And I'm terrified. And I don't have anywhere to turn. I don't have any network. I don't have any resources. Financially, I'm super, super... So, anywho, we just keep going, right? But Earth, please be safe. I'll potentially see you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so Megan, this is that disempowered, realizing like, okay, I gave everybody else. So somebody had said earlier, Aries don't ask for permission to be born, right? But Emperor is really like Aries energy is they don't ask for permission, they do it, and then they sometimes suffer the consequences later. But Emperor in reverse is asking you though, start taking up space, stop asking for permission, and start commanding your life. Right? So Emperor is take back the keys, take back your sovereignty, and go forth. Right? So, your happiness, you can't give the keys to your happiness to someone else and expect them to drive it with care. So you have to realize, no. I am the boss of my own life. And also, I really need you, and this has hit for me the last few days. If no one's coming to save you, then no one's coming to stop you either. So what is holding you back, loves? Right? Like, no one's coming to save you, which isn't true, but we can say that for now. But no one's coming to stop you either. Like, I really had to think about that because I'm like, I've had a lot of people come in against me. I've had a lot of aggression, oppression. I'm like, yeah, but they aren't truly powerful, and all this stuff I've done, no one's actually truly come to stop me. So why have I not, like, I'm on that, like, reckless, feckless, like, it's time to dial the knob, because they haven't come to stop me. They've had all this time, they've had all this manpower, they've had all this stuff, so game on. Right? Like, they took it too far, so let me introduce you to the version of me that plays in the mud with everyone. Right? Hello. On the bottom, we have the devil, though. So this is addictions, patterning, recognizing, like, okay, what have I been allowing voluntarily to keep being bound to? So it's recognizing the patterns, the people, the places, the things. All the devil is reminding us, like, what do we keep signing up for, and what is it time to become unbound from? Okay? Because the devil's a liar. Right? And the devil really isn't, like, the devil is just our shadow side. It's our ego being like, oh, you can do this. No, you can't. Or yes, you can. It depends, but choose your life path wisely. Right? Hello. Sage, I'm glad. Come on in. I'm Lyra Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to do some tarot. Drop a number 1 through 5. We will see what you need to know. And Arnold, my love, pardon me. 3 is one of my numbers. It's the Trinity, right? So Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Maiden, Crone, masculine, feminine, child, or spirit baby. So 3 is divinity. All right, Arnold, what is something you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings? And you have the love oracle here. So, baby. And I thought of you the other day, Arnold, when we got, like, I really have been thinking about you the last few days. And I was like, I appreciate what you did for me. I also was too close to be able to do it. Like, and they are voluntarily doing that. So I'm like, it's kind of, I'm just resting, right? Like, I've determined, I know my partner is coming. So I'm just chilling and mind my own business. Because I know when they come in, I'm not going to get a moment's of peace. So I'm just enjoying this right now. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. And I'm going to say it in a minute. But, okay. What is something, Arnold, that you need to know, even if it's going to hurt your feelings? They wish they could take it back, right? I wish I could take it back. Yet, once something is done, it can't be undone. Like, think of, like, breaking a plate. You can't, like, once something's dropped, like, once people have been careless, with careless hands, and they've dropped, you really can't undo that damage. Nor why should you want to or have to. They were the one that did the damage, right? So I wish I could take it back. I know that probably feels a way, and people always say, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, no, they just shouldn't have done it. And they will learn their lesson, but they do not have to learn the lesson with you any longer, baby. Okay? And that feels like with your ex-wife, too. Is like she regrets doing all that. Obviously, you guys were together for a very long time. And I know I'm being very personal, so bear with me, but this is speaking from, like, we realize what we have too late, but it is our, like, wounding and damaging, right, that drives us to do things. And also recognizing with others is that they are broken children, just like we are broken children having a broken experience. So giving grace and patience. And while people, like, they can say, I'm sorry, okay, sorry doesn't fix the damage that you've done. Only correct action will. So, Arnold, that's the other part, is people will come back and try and say sorry, but if the action doesn't match the words, they need to keep moving, because you have been broken, right? And sorry isn't going to do anything. Them actually picking up their side of the work and helping is the only thing that's going to help heal that. It's possible, babes. Like, there's possibility for healing, but I need you to realize that that's not yours. And I know I feel like in your heart you know that, but it's also like, we can feel bad for people, but we gotta be like, no, you did that thing. And maybe that's where I get real fucked up because I got Pisces and they're real deep, but Queen of Swords is very much like, I can love you and leave you. Like, I can, like, my ex-husband, right? I can love him, but because he was hard for me and I had to logically decide he was hurting my heart and that it was more important to be healed, I had to let him go, right? Like, I always tell people, I'm sensitive, not soft. Yeah. And I understand that too, because the one with my ex-husband, it's like, I know he feels away and I can see his life being turned every way but loose and I feel bad for him. But I'm also like, yeah, you can't. And ours was long and strong, and we actually had, like, yes, there was abuse on both sides, right? We each had our own damage, but it wasn't necessarily like an awful relationship. But other people got in the way, right? And attachments and addictions and things got in the way. My family intentionally separated us. My family intentionally sent us demons, right? And I've cleared a ton of that. And I realize that is part two, but until, like, we have to realize, like, we can love someone, and that's, if they're meant to be, they'll come back, right? You know that in your heart of hearts. I hope you know, like, whether you want to know that or not, but in your heart of heart, like, if they're meant to be, they will come back. But she has to go learn lessons, and you have to learn lessons, and those are lessons that you're not going to want to teach each other, right? Like, I know that I'm going to be able, there are certain people that I'm going to be able to embrace again. But I had to go learn lessons, and they had to go learn lessons, and those are lessons that we did not need to teach each other, right? Like, I look at, like, my ex-husband, I'm like, oh, thank God she taught you that lesson, because I would have put a pillow over your face. And that's the part too. My kids are actively in that, but my kids have literally looked at, like, stepmom and dad on multiple different occasions. And my kid has looked at, like, stepmom. She hasn't said it to her face, but that time's coming where she's like, this never would have flown. Like, this never would have been a thing with my mama. And this never would have flown with my mama. And, like, the way that he talks to her was the way that he talked to me at the end of our marriage, very end, when shit was real bad. And they're real deep in, like, real new in, like, within 2 years. I'm like, yeah, no, there were lessons that she needs to teach him that I was never going to teach him because it was below my pay grade. So my parents taught me to donate to the needy when I'm done with something. So I don't know. Call me harsh. I don't care. Like, don't, like, I did the most. I did the best. I did everything for them, and then they want to do whatever, and that's on them, babe. So let them be. And Arnold, that's the other, like, let people be with who they belong with. Right? Like, I know with the ex-wife, it's like right now she belongs with a different crew, and you belong, like, deserve to be healing and growing and finding your own voice. Since we are in the same age range, we kind of had the experience of long marriage. Remember how I said it's like you probably didn't ever truly get to know you. All you knew was being a husband, being a father. And you didn't have that opportunity to be you. And, like, for me personally, like, I was raising kids at the age of 15. Like, not because, and I became a single mom at 19, right? And put myself through school. So this was that part, like, I never had the opportunity, like, my nieces and my nephew were handed to me, and I was told, like, oh, you have to help with them. It's family, right? And she deserves better than that too, right? Like, I'm going to tell you, like, she's acting out of character, and she deserves better than that too, like, to be acting like that. But that's her journey and your path. And your faithfulness will be rewarded, right? Because when you meet your kingdom spouse or your queendom spouse, whichever you look at, like, I tend to be more matriarchal, so I look at it and I go, no, I'm building my queendom. Like, I need a partner that realizes that the matriarchy is the way. So when I say it, I'm like, okay, I'm building my queendom and I'm building my queendom spouse. But your divine, like, your kingdom spouse or queendom spouse isn't going to make you feel like it was 23 years of wasted and you were faithful. Because I've watched this with one of my babies, right? They've complained about like, oh, so-and-so got to go do these things for the last 3 years and they got to do all this. And I go, I know this is really hard for you right now, but it's going to pay off. And then now she's getting to the point where it's like she's getting a partner that actually makes her feel good, that makes her feel heard, that makes her feel seen, that makes her feel chosen, that she doesn't like. And it's great because she's like, oh, no, they do this thing and it just feels so natural. I was like, that's what you've been waiting for. I go, I know, Lil Love, you've watched everybody for 3 years have these relationships, have these partnerships, but they weren't good, valid, valued partnerships. They were very karmic, right? That's the part. We've had the beauty, like, yes, I've been single and celibate for almost 2 years, right? But I've had the opportunity to be able to watch other people play out in their karmic relationships. And, like, yeah, it's annoying. But I'm also like, I'm not the one getting out there getting the collateral damage. Hello, Bimby. How are you? I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. So recognizing while we may feel like we're being rejected, no, baby, we're being protected for our partner. Like this one, like I say, she spent 3 years and like, oh, rah, 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 rah. But then she has a partner that actually like makes her feel a way. And I was like, I know you why. Like there are many a times I have, because she's a fire. Right? There are many times I've been burned. Many times I've been fricasseed. And I'm just like, hey, I know you're mad. I know you want to fight. But sit down. Shut up. Right? Hello. All right. Hello. If you guys are coming in, drop a number 1 through 5. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. It's probably about time for me to hop out, but we'll see. Probably about time for me to find some sustenance and walk the dog at least. I probably need to at least walk the dog. Fine. Yeah. Oh, Megan, thank you for coming and joining me. Arnold, thank you for coming and joining me. I always love when people come in I love when people come in, right? And it's a good vibration. Like, that's the part we had. Like, yes, there have been some ick in today, but I love when my regulars come in, you guys come in, and you help, like, support. And that is very appreciative to me because I've never truly felt accepted, loved, supported in my whole entire life, if I had to be honest. Like, I've tried to be very accepting of everyone else, but I myself have never been accepted. And part of that is also accepting myself. Right. I've had to do a lot of work on accepting myself, my good side and my bad side. Like that's the other guys. When you're looking at healing, it's recognizing your shadow side and also recognizing like your shadow side's there for a reason. That doesn't mean you have to engage your shadow side, right? Like that's the beauty. Like now I look at it and go, oh no, I know my shadow side, but I also know whether I want to engage it and deal with the collateral or not. And whether it's worthy. So that is healing, is recognizing you have a dark side, but recognizing you don't have to utilize it. Or when you do have to utilize it, make sure you do maximum damage. That's when I release my shadow side now, I'm like, oh, this is coming with maximum damage because I did not want to release that. And now that I have to, we're all going to cry, right? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, one more example though. Okay, so this is a media example. I'm going to give this example. Okay, so I had people that stole stuff from me, and let this be the moment of hope. But I had people that stole stuff from me, but you know that whatever is meant for you will not miss you, right? It will come back, and that's the other. Our opportunities, like if we're not ready, the universe will do like a flight pattern. Right? Like if it comes to land and the environment's not right, the people around you aren't right, you're not mentally ready, it doesn't leave you forever, right? It doesn't go to and I was married to a pilot for a while. So like I have quite a life story and experience, guys. Like I've done so much and been so many places and had so many cool experiences. And it's really quite humbling. Like if you look at like my ex-husband, like he's a pilot today, but he was like this nerdy kid from Ohio that was a band kid, right? And now he's a pilot. Like we've done really cool, amazing things in our life, but I helped him get in that seat. But I'm like, no, like we can do anything, right? Through love. That being the lesson. Anywho, so anything that's meant for you. So if you hear aviation references, please just know, like, A, I've loved the sky since I was 16. B, I was married to a pilot for a fucking long ass time. C, I helped him get into that, so that's even more so, like, huh. So something for you, if the flight pattern is full and it has nowhere to land, it doesn't take off and go to and divert to another airport. It just gets back in the flight rotation. So anything meant for you will always come back to you. It may feel like a loss, but baby, everything that you want is coming back to you. It just has to make the rotation. So clean up, right? But also get your runway ready. Yes, hello. Thank you. This dress, this outfit caused quite a stir in my ex-boyfriend's family because I was dating the son and I met dad and grandpa in this outfit on Father's Day. Not the intention. Boy and I were going on a date and he's like, oh, like, I need to go see my dad. And then while we're down there, let's go see So needless to say, I have made quite a stir with my outfits unintentionally. And by the way, guys, I'm 43. And this is the best my body's ever been. So wear what you want at whatever age because it doesn't matter. Like, I never in my 20s would have felt comfortable wearing a bikini. And now we can wear bikinis. So don't let people tell you that you're too old, that it's too late, that you can't do that. Because fuck them. That part also. Like, people don't know. Like, when I wear things, you have no idea how much it's taken me to be able to wear this, right? Because 5 years ago, I was 100 pounds heavier. And also, like, I have this huge tattoo going from here to here. I never would have gotten that before. So when people look at me and like, aren't you too old for that? No, fuck you. It's better late than never. So eclectic, my little love, and I love that. Reminds me, okay, so I love 22 and crochet because it very much reminds me of one of my kiddos who's a teenager, but she has that old soul. But it fits because it's, thank you. It's taken me a long time. It's taken me loving me, though, to realize, to be able to embody this form. Like, Lara was here the whole time, but she was buried. She was buried for protection, right? Because I do have a lot of jealous people around me. My whole entire life I've had jealous people. So wearing a heavy suit and looking unattractive was so that I wouldn't get picked on by my spouses, by my family, by my brothers, by society, by doctors. Because I worked with a lot of male doctors. I worked in a lot of, like, we were female dominated, but we also did have, like, men that were in positions of power. So a lot of that was to be able to hide myself so that I wouldn't be a target. Because while my ex would say, oh, I'm not jealous, any dude, even just saying hi to me, you would feel the air drop in temperature. You'd be like the neighbor couldn't even start his car without the temperature in my house dropping because he felt away. I was like, ooh, you're not jealous, but why does the neighbor threaten you? Okay. So I am going to drop back to that, though. So when I say, like, anything meant for you is not going to pass you by. So I was watching this show the other day, and it was ironic because, thank you, baby, for dropping in. Please come back and see me. Please consider booking with me. Tipping is always appreciated. I also have ebooks, workbooks on my Etsy. But please come back and see me. And please put your investment in your healing. That's the biggest part, is putting your investment in your healing, because you are the most important creation in your life. That was the realization I had to come to. Like, I was always here. I was always ready to come out and join and meet people. But I had to dig through the muck to find her first, right? I was always here, though. Just playing. Yes! Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Arnold. Yes. And I am ordained. I am an ordained minister. But when you get ordained, it actually does put, like, I have noticed that there is a different type of marking and calling on my life, right? And that's, people also love me, yes, because I remind them of their mama, and I do kind of adopt kids, right? Like, yesterday I dropped off a candle for a kid. I did a custom creation for a kid, and he's like almost about to be the same age as he's like a few months younger than my son. So I do end up adopting kiddos, right, and helping guide them. So And the other part is I also adopt the elder generation as well and help guide them. Like I literally am both ends. Where I was born in my family was awkward because I was raised more with adults than I was with kids, but I was more of a caretaker to kids, so I'm just gonna, yeah. So come on in, sit down, hang out, right? I'm a Libra. Which my kid's like, thank God I got a Libra mom. Like my kid, like she's like, Mama, she's like, I know you almost killed me a multiple amount of times. And I was like, yeah. She's like, but thank God I got a Libra mom. I'm September. So if your mama wearing October? Okay. And I have a thing for Capricorns. And, you know, like my son's a Capricorn. I've been married once before. I was married to a Capricorn. That was short-lived. But, okay, so I'm September. I'm late September. Okay. And I have a lot of Virgo placements as well, and I was raised by Virgo brothers. So when people come in, it's typically like they fit with me, but it's because it's like I've been around. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of knowledge. I've done a lot of things. Okay, so eclectic. My Venus is Virgo, so to love me, to love my inner goddess, my high priestess, is to love me like a Virgo. So that part, when you know how to love someone in their Venus style, you unlock shit. So when people look at me, I'm like, yeah, I'm a Libra, and there's parts to that. But if you love me like a Virgo, if you fill my love cup like I'm a fucking Virgo, like, I learned that about myself. It's very twisted, too, because I'm like, oh, I'm meeting new versions of myself as we go along this journey, and I love it. Okay, I am going to drop back to that reference that I was talking about with that show, and then I'm getting out. So what this is, anything meant for you will not pass you by. So in this show, this woman had befriended, and it was set kind of after World War II, right? But it was set in the UK after World War II, and this woman had befriended this older lady, like they had met on vacation, and then when they came back to town, they had befriended each other, and it was kind of like a weird relationship, but they had like a kinship. Well, the mom got sick and had said that she wanted to give the house her beloved house to this friend that she had met. The friend had no idea, right? And the friend had no ulterior motives. It wasn't like it was like literally like she met this woman, she was a decent person, she befriended her. So the family said, no fucking way, right? Like, not happening. So then they burned the will. And the family all knew about it except for that girl. She ended up marrying the widower, like the friend that wasn't really close with the rest of the family, but that had been gifted the house, married the husband. But they were like a weird family. They were very greedy. They were very selfish. It was gross. But ended up marrying the husband, and he ended up leaving her the house in his will. So, like, the woman, it had originally been gifted to her, and the family said, no way, we're not giving it to her, it stays in the family. And then she ended up marrying into the family and receiving the house as the will anyway. And it was funny because the daughter-in-law had said, she's like, oh, isn't it ironic that she had given you this house and you ended up getting it anyway? So where that goes is anything meant for you will be for you. Even things meant for you by other parties will come back to you. It may take time, it may take circumstances, but it will come back to you. So that was a beautiful reminder because, again, she was gifted this. The family got greedy, they got selfish, they cut her out, and she ended up receiving it as a gift anyway. And she had a life experience, and she had like marriage since then. So it was kind of a cool reminder that what is for you will always come to you, and nobody can hold that back from you. So keep shining, keep being a menace, keep pushing on. You are loved. You are loved by the divine, and you are awesome. So hello, and goodbye. I am Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Yeah, so but Arnold, it was a beautiful reminder because my family has stolen so much from me. But it's also remembering, no, everything that they stole is always going to come back to me eventually. And I'm going to be better off for it. So everything that they tried to do, it's all for naught. I laugh at them because I'm like, you guys are wasting so much time, energy, effort when you could have just given me what I wanted and needed. And this is the other, I'm going to say this parting as we go out. My family keeps wanting me to move on and let go. what they fail to realize, and this is divinely ordained, right? It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm waiting for this. It's like the divine won't let me let go until they return what they're holding on that they won't let go of that's mine, right? Because they have inheritances with my name on it. They have stuff that belongs to me, but because they got greedy and they've withheld it from me, I can't let go and move on until they let go. They keep refusing, but I'm like, guys, like, I would love to let go. Because when people ask me, they're like, have you thought about moving away? I'm like, I can't move away till everything here is cleared up. This as well, where I'm sitting currently, like, there's a dude that I will be called to testify against him. I know that that's coming. I know that that's been coming. So it's like I can't really truly move out of this area because there are a lot of like legal cases that predicate on me. So as much as I want to escape, I also know that, you know. Hey Jimmy, how are you? I almost wanted to say Jimmy John's. This outfit has caused quite a stir, and I love it. I'm gonna come out and make a mess, right? Okay. The Haints will take care of it for me. Okay. And the next place I move to, I want to paint my ceiling and the doors with paint. Like I want to paint it blue because there really is some of that, right? They can't cross the waters. Thank you. Yes, this is me because I almost made some older men have a heart attack while wearing this outfit. So I'm one of those like, I'm going to go out and create chaos in the world looking beautiful while I can. I also have some big things coming up tomorrow, so I have to figure out what my outfit is. I'm going to stand up because Jimmy has not seen me in a while. But Jimmy, hello, buddy. Look what you've been missing, my friend. Right? Oh, gosh. Jimmy says he's having a coronary right now. And the part of it is, even though I dress like this, even though I flirt, like, I'm celibate, single. Yeah, so I'm like, because, you know, and my daughter said this beautifully, I'm a free agent until I'm not. So I'm like, unless I'm actually, like, ring on my finger, nobody can say absolute shit or make claims to me. And anybody that does is probably about the biggest fool ever. I am one of those, though, like, if you want to be with me, you have to tell me, because confusion don't work. Yeah. Jimmy, how is Dad? Is Dad still with us? Or how is that going? And hello, how are you, Scorpio? I'm just chit-chatting right now, and I'm enjoying the socialization. Okay. Oh gosh, he's only going to get more miserable, Jimmy, but that's not I need you to kind of like mentally put in your earbuds and not take shit with Dad personal right now. Yes, he's grumpy, but that's because he is living in the cage of his own demise. Okay? Yeah. Please take everything that Dad says with a grain of salt because it's projection. And it's not him speaking. Please know that. How are you, Scorpio? Also, okay, so Arnold, you know how that was Sunday, right? That you removed that stuff from me or from them? Because I think either Saturday night or Sunday night. I think it was Saturday night because I think I did it the day before you did your part. I removed because my mother put like a demonic. Yeah, but I think what happened was the day before that, I had removed like something my mom had implanted on my left ovary decades ago through my baby daddy, through my Leo baby daddy. So it was irony because I think it was like I did my part with like removing from my sacral and from my ovaries. Because again, that all ties back to my mom and my baby daddy. I had removed that, and then I think the next day you had removed some things off my ex-husband and my brother, and I was like, okay, well, this all fits. There's some things that are being released heavy. Yeah. And Jimmy, of course, sip time. Like, it's caffeine. I live on caffeine. I've drank energy drinks since I was 13 years old. I used to drink energy drinks and hang out in nightclubs when I was pregnant with my son at 19. So, 18? I was barely 19 when he was born. I was just a baby when I started having kids, guys. And I was also handed kids at the age of 15, like my nieces and my nephews. So, I didn't just raise my 3 kids. I also helped raise my sister's 3 kids at the age of 15. I remember being in college when after my son was born and doing college homework while helping my son and then helping my nieces and my nephew do their homework. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't get the normal childhood experience, which is also why I'm having to find myself now, which is what it is. Thank you. I do a shit ton of Reiki on like myself. I always appreciate though. Thank you. I always appreciate. I need as much because I really do have like a whole army coming against me is what it feels like. So I'm over here like I do what I can. I'm greatly appreciative when people come in and help because they normally don't. So I really like you don't even know. Well, but okay, Uncle Jimmy. You proposed, but it's that whole, like, is it a real and valid proposal? And meeting me also, like, there are things that I can't move because of what I've got going on, and I need a partner that can understand that, right? I know you've proposed to me, but I got kids and cats and a life and a crazy baby daddy. Like, are you proposed to help me heal? Thank you. And yes, and okay, but I also, if I'm going to have a husband, like, there's responsibilities, so I am very demanding, very needy. I love when men want to be with me. I'm like, I'm very demanding as a spouse. I, like, my standards, I think that's one of the things that makes me laugh the hardest. Because my kids want to complain, but then they excel at everything they do. I'm like, yeah, that's because both my ex-husband and I, we had standards, right? Like, we have really high standards. So I think that people don't realize that too, is like, we don't just go for anything. So that's why there are a lot of people I've avoided, like a lot of men, because I'm like, no, this is not worth my time. Yes. And also, I tend to and I laugh when people try to energy, like, destiny swap with me, because they're like, I make everything look easy when it's really hard. And I was like, they'll try being me, not realizing that thing that I made look really easy was really hard, and then they get stuck in it. And I'm like, well, that's a bummer. Yes, high risk, high reward. It's probably why I'm a daredevil. That's probably why my ex-husband's a daredevil, right? It's probably why he and I both signed on to him becoming a pilot, because it was a high risk, but it did have a high reward. That was his childhood dream. So, he was bold enough to ask for it, and I was bold enough to support it. Crazy me. Oh, you know what? Yes. Hold on. Actually. I'll have to, I was kind of thinking about that earlier today too. Arnold was, and I'm sorry, like I'm speaking, like I have one of my OG people, because I originally started, and if you guys don't know this about me, Jimmy knows this, my OG was I started on Twitch, streaming, like brand new baby reader, started on Twitch, and I still keep both communities open. And when I actually have the financial, which I need financial, like if people can send energy towards helping me get the financial flow, please, please, please. Like, Jimmy, if you can send me energetically love towards my financial flow so I can eat and figure out my housing situation, because I'm about to be homeless. Like, Jimmy, I might message you and be like, hey, can you get me to Texas and my animals? Or some shit, because I'm about to be homeless. I don't want to leave geographically here, though, because my kids are here. And that really does matter to me. My kids matter. Being close to my kids, being available for my kids matters to me. Thank you. Oh, Sarah, wait. You ready? I'm going to stand up. Try not to drop your jaw, right? And you missed it because I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. But ready, Sarah? When I feel myself, I wasn't actually feeling spectacular this morning. So it was that fake it till you make it, right? I'm not feeling so I'm feeling like I want to cry really heavy. So it's fake it till you make it. Yeah. I'm not normally, I spent so many years in scrubs that to dress cute is abnormal for me, but I really am in that, hey, I wasn't feeling spectacular. Let me wear something that, yeah. I will call you, Sarah, when I get off. And I've been kind of thinking about it for a little bit. I've also been, I need everybody to really, really understand about me. When shit gets hard, I don't typically expand out. When shit gets hard, I collapse in. And people that truly love me, if you love me and I'm having a hard time, when I go silent, that's when, if you truly are like, oh girl, that's throwing out the lifeline. Because like I say, when my shit gets really hard and my days, I'm about to get really, some shit's about to be really hard. And I am going to call you, Sarah. I do have to clean up and pee and handle some things, but I will call you after that. But when when it gets hard for me, I don't typically reach out. I collapse in, and that's where people lose me, because I'm one of those, I'm a notorious ghoster. I'm an air sign. You can literally watch me, and you can watch me disappear in front of your eyes. Guys have done that. Even people who have stalked me can literally, I've seen them where they'll be out in public and I will disappear in front of their eyes, right? So it's recognizing, if you truly love, appreciate, if I go missing, letting me handle my fight alone isn't the thing to do. That's how you lose me. Letting me fight my fight alone is typically how people lose access to me, right? I'm not saying chase me, but I really am one of those that if I matter, if it matters, people need to come looking for me. And I had a cousin pop up after 3 years, which is weird. And I have thoughts to say on it. And I'm coming to a conclusion on all that, which is a hard situation. But I'm I think she was surprised. Well, you never reached out. I'm why would I reach out to people that showed me that they didn't care if I lived or died? I wasn't gonna, when I disappeared, no one came to look for me. They all said, oh, we're concerned about her, or this thing, but no, they created the public narrative, oh, we're concerned about her, but then they actually isolated me. So I really did realize, when I was down at my lowest, I saw who didn't check in, who didn't call, who was actually creating the narrative. Because again, they would tell everybody else, oh, I'm so concerned, I'm so worried about her, but never a phone call to me. Never a phone call to actually ask about my mental health. Never a, hey, do you need help? Do you need this? It was always me asking for help and them using that against me and denying me. So I really am huge on, I hate asking for help, because every time I've ever asked for help, they've only actually made my life harder. These were the people that said life isn't fair, but they were making life unfair, right? And then that's that challenge. Is oh, well, life's not fair. You were the one making it unfair. That's not... I'm no rocket mathematician. Yet, why would I... And that's the other... They want to force me to come back and talk to them. Arnold, you hit 200 minutes of watching me. Congrats, babe. Thank you for being one. Thank you for being the real one on that one. But it's you can't, like, these are people that will create a scenario for me that I'll need help and then swoop in to help. It's like, why did you have to do all of that? Why didn't you just help me in the first fucking place, right? I noticed who gave me a hard time when I was already having a hard time, right? And Arnold, I love the gray hearts because that little kiddo that I did the candle for yesterday, he's like, I made that my hair gray. He's 24. And he reminds me so much of my son. But he's very, like, he's got the old man soul. And I was just like, so gray hearts are synchronistic, right, for me. Thank you for the dolphin, baby. Which is a synchronicity for my cousin. Because I asked her favorite animal and she said dolphin. I was like, okay, well that says some things. And you know. All right, I'm going to go plug some things in. Arnold, thank you. And I love that. I love that. I love that. So do you identify with Metatron? Because Meta shows up with gray wings. Great. And I speak from experience. Yeah. And I tend to, I'm both light and dark. Yeah. So I do a lot of embodiment of Metatron. That's where, like, my divine wisdom comes from. It's Metatron and the Akashics and the archives. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, Libra's library. If you want to know who has the Akashics and the records, that's Metatron. Just like the internet is the dark side or the shadow side of Metatron, right? Those are the archives of the Akashic records. When people want to talk about Akashic records, that's the internet. Those are the archives so that it can be accessible for all. But it's, how are people utilizing it? Are they being inappropriate? And the knowledge is there. When people want to say, I didn't know, well, knowledge is free. It's all out there. You just have to be willing to go seek it. And that's what makes me really angry with, like, religion and people who don't want to educate. I'm like, knowledge is out there. You have to have the thirst and the drive to go seek it. I also said that, Sarah, like, I think people get, like, they form an opinion about me. Like, I've always been given the role dumb blonde. And I play that stereotype. What they don't realize is that I've been an avid learner my whole entire fucking life. I have a thirst for knowledge. The first man I ever fell in love with was, and fun fact, I'm going to tie it in, Mr. Rogers, but it was LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow. Like, before I ever knew him on Star Trek, and trust me, I have a history of Star Trek. I even have a Star Trek tarot deck, which was purchased for my ex-husband. But my first love was the dude from Reading Rainbow. If you don't think, like, I love knowledge, I'm like, teach me, right? That's why I love, that's that bar, like, yeah. This part, though, because he was, yes. And I still love him to this day. When I see him pop up, I'm like, no, I love him. Yeah, well, so I've been to Star Trek conventions, not for me, but because, like, the neighbor's kid was huge into Star Trek. So, like, the guy who played Worf, I've met him. I was young, but I don't, like, I like old Star Trek. And, like, Next Generation, I don't like the new stuff. Like, my ex loved, like, Deep Space Nine, and he had a thing for Catherine, whatever. He had a hard-on for her. But it was not my thing. But yes, like, the Generations, but I loved, like I say, like, it was my thing. It was my jam. So and that's also, when people question who I loved, I'm like, why wouldn't I love a nerdy brown man? Like, my first love was the dude from Reading Rainbow. Of course, I'm going to love a man that teaches me, educates me, feeds me, right? I'm not like the other girls. I'm not like the other girls. God damn it. All right, guys, I love you. I'm Lara Jo. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I am going to help out. Sarah, give me probably about half an hour, give or take. And yes, I'm giving timelines. I don't normally, like, I can tell, like, okay, so I used to work in the medical field, so I'm very much about timelines. And my ex-husband was in aviation. So, like, my kids take it very seriously. If I say, give me 5 minutes, my one kid is calling me right at 5 minutes, right? So I'm like, you know, chill. I know your dad's aviation and you're used to running the world on time, little friend. And the irony is he does everything to not be on time. Yeah. Yes. And I do actually love wearing jewelry. This is why I know I'm meant to have money, right? Because gem tones, jewel tones look gorgeous on me. Wait till you see me in like sapphire colored or red. Sarah, I have so many different outfits, like, and I never dress pretty. I never, you know, now I'm like, I can do it. I don't do heels. Although, oh my gosh. Okay, who in here, when you hear jump to the left and take a step to the right, like, I don't trust people that when they hear that, they don't start singing, dancing, or moving, right? Because I was talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show. I used to run in, like, platform, like, 5-inch freaking heels when I was a teenager. I used to, like, run back and forth because we used to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show. But I was talking about, because I was like, yeah, as a woman, when we take off our bra, like, so many things fall out. And my daughter's like, no, I don't have that problem. I'm like, I remember coming home from Rocky Horror Picture Show and taking off, like, my clothes. Like, I would wake up in the morning and there would just be a pile of rice, like, stuck in, like, my outfit and my fishnets. And, like, so when my kid's like, oh, I never have anything fall out my bra. I'm like, dude, I used to, like I say, like, 18, 19, 20, you know, young adult come home and you'd wake up the next morning. Yes, there would be rice. So again, when people say, or when you hear damn it and you don't say Janet, I'm instantly looking at you like you're not in the club. You don't have the secret handshake. Like, yes, thank you, Uncle Jimmy. I could do ASMR if people really wanted it. If you wanted a project like that, and you were willing to compensate me, I would do a recorded ASMR for you. I would need the guidance on what you want, but I could do an ASMR custom. I love custom work. I would rather do a custom work than doing like cookie cutter shit. But if you wanted an ASMR, like if you were willing to talk to me, like if we came across the price and you gave me like the idea of what you want, because I would generate, like I would potentially use like the, AI for like the scripting, but yes, I would do an ASMR for you if you wanted. I have all the stuff. That's something I can do, a lot of that stuff pretty fast. I just, you know, the finances and what people need and want. And yes, I love custom, which Sarah, I did a custom candle for someone yesterday. I always forget how much I love doing custom like pieces for people. So, well, I can't right this second, no, because I gotta charge every one of my electronics, and I do have to do a phone call. But message me, and we can talk about it. And okay, so we'll talk about it. I love doing customs. I do customs all the time. It's like, even if you need an ebook, like you said to me, like, hey, I'm having a problem with this subject and this title, I would be able to create an ebook for you, but that's all custom. We would talk about it, right? So I would rather do all that than cookie cutter collective business. Collectives are fun, but, you know, I like doing individual work. All right, guys. All right. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you. I think that's $sign. Thank you, Sarah. I'll talk to you soon, baby. I do have to go charge and plug in and get some things moving really quick. Bye, Jimmy. I've missed you, baby. Message me on Discord, please, honey.